Welcome back to the deep dive. Okay, we've got quite the stack of sources for you today. We're going deep into the AI highlights from September 5th, 2025.
Yeah, there's a lot happening.
For sure. And look, this isn't just reading headlines. It's about really drilling down, finding what's actually, shifting things. Okay, let's unpack this. Our mission, like always, is to give you that shortcut, help you get really well-informed, fast.
It's put through the noise.
Exactly. Pull out those key insights, maybe some surprising facts about, well, just how fast AI is moving.
And what's fascinating here, I think, is just the sheer breadth of it all today.
Right.
We're really seeing AI development just accelerating. Its influence is stretching, from brand new physical hardware
Yeah.
all the way to like critical healthcare stuff, changing how businesses work, even popping up in our daily routine.
And the ethical side, too. Can't forget that.
Oh, absolutely. That's coming up right alongside all the innovation. It
Right.
really does cover the whole spectrum of how tech fits into, well, our world.
You nailed it with Brett. And speaking of pushing boundaries, let's jump right into how AI is, like, literally building its own future in the physical world. Starting with hardware.
Okay.
So first up, this is a big one. Definitely made waves in the tech world. OpenAI and Broadcom. They've struck this massive,
Yeah.
what was it, $10 billion chip deal.
10 billion. Yeah.
Now, look, I know some listeners might think, okay, GPUs are already super powerful. So can you maybe unpack for us why OpenAI needs its own hardware? Like, what's the limitation they're hitting? Is it just speed?
Well, it's speed, but it's more nuanced. The key takeaway here is simple, but it's also pretty profound. Custom silicon, these tailored chips, it's not just about going faster.
Why?
It's really about unlocking like entirely new frontiers for AI. Think about it. Current GPUs, yeah, they're powerful general purpose tools, but they're not perfectly optimized for every single kind of AI job.
Right, not one size fits all.
Exactly. These dedicated chips, they can slash power consumption, which is huge. They can hyper-specialize the processing for very specific AI tasks. They might even enable completely new kinds of AI models that just weren't feasible before.
Oh, okay.
And that matters hugely for scaling AI. It means you can deploy bigger, more complex AI systems using less energy, getting results faster. It really pushes the physical limits of what AI can actually do.
Gotcha. So enabling new kinds of AI, not just speeding up the old stuff.
Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
But does going so custom also carry risks? Like, could OpenAI end up locked into their own tech? Or, does it slow down innovation for everyone else if it's all proprietary?
That's a really good question, the trade-offs, right? Look, while specialization gives you huge advantages, yeah, there's definitely a concern about creating new dependencies. Vendor lock-in is a real thing. But the demand for AI processing power is just so incredibly vast right now. I think this move by OpenAI, it also signals the industry is maturing, It's a strategic bet. They're investing massively in this foundational layer. It suggests they believe the payoff, that highly optimized custom performance, outweighs the potential risks of, proprietary paths. It's a calculated gamble on long-term efficiency and capability.
Interesting. Calculated gamble.
Okay.
And the physical push, it doesn't stop with chips, does it? We're seeing amazing stuff in robotics, too. Specifically, Arterion's Nemex.
Ah, yes.
The idea here, unifying drone fleets into AI swarms.
Which sounds cool already.
Yeah.
But what's really wild is we're not just talking drones from one company. Nemex gets drones from different manufacturers to fly and work together. Like a drone symphony, the sources called it.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
What does that actually mean in practice, though?
Okay, if we connect this to the bigger picture, Nemex is it's a massive leap. We're going way beyond just controlling one drone at a time.
Right.
It turns these separate, siloed units into one cohesive, intelligent network. Imagine a search and rescue mission.
You could have different drones, some with thermal cams, others with high-res zoom lenses, all coordinating perfectly, sharing data, adapting flight paths in real time, and it doesn't matter who made the drone.
Wow.
So AI moves from being just intelligence inside one device to being an active physical coordinator of systems of devices out there in the real world. It massively boosts what you can do for like disaster response, checking infrastructure, even logistics, stuff that was just too complex or limited by incompatible gear before.
Okay, so from breaking hardware limits and orchestrating drone symphonies, let's pivot a bit. Let's talk about where AI is having a massive impact in specific sectors, making everyday tasks, critical diagnostics, just smarter.
Yeah, the application side.
Exactly. And healthcare seems like a prime example.
Definitely.
Get this. Researchers in London, they've developed something that Honestly, sounds a bit like science fiction, but it's real. A palm-sized AI stethoscope.
I saw that. Incredible.
Right. It's not just any stethoscope. This little thing can apparently diagnose serious heart conditions, heart failure, atrial fibrillation, even valve disease.
And quickly, right?
In 15 seconds. Yeah. Just 15 seconds. It makes you wonder, like, how many conditions could be caught way earlier, especially in places without easy access to specialists?
Huge implications for accessibility.
Totally.
Yeah.
The sources say it offers up to 3.5 times better detection odds compared to traditional methods. That's genuinely profound.
Yeah, it is. And this raises an important question, right? So what for you, the listener?
Go on.
In healthcare, this AI stethoscope, it's not just a cool gadget, it's a potential game changer for accessible diagnostics. Being able to get faster, smarter diagnoses in seconds with much better odds.
Yeah.
That means earlier intervention, better patient outcomes. Potentially it saves lives. It could also ease the burden on specialists, triaging cases better, letting frontline health workers make quicker, more informed calls.
So it empowers the front line.
Exactly. This kind of point-of-care AI puts sophisticated analysis literally in the palm of someone's hand, extend its reach.
Okay, from diagnosing individuals, let's zoom out to, like, big operations. Businesses. Amazon's making a move here, maybe a bit quietly, but significantly. They're jumping into the AI agent race with something called QuickSuite.
Ah, yes.
The enterprise play.
It's already in internal beta, apparently, which suggests Amazon is pretty serious. So what's QuickSuite trying to do, and what does it mean when a giant like Amazon makes this kind of bold move into enterprise AI tools?
Well, Amazon's QuickSuite really highlights AI's power to streamline these incredibly complex workflows inside companies. By basically bringing research, automation, and insights all together under one digital roof. These AI agents, they can seriously boost efficiency, cut down on human error for repetitive stuff.
Freeing people up. Exactly. Freeing up human talent for more strategic thinking, creative work, higher level tasks. It lets employees tap into huge amounts of info and automate tedious processes. So the focus shifts from just gathering data to interpreting it and making decisions.
Makes sense.
And the fact that big players like Amazon are going all in on these enterprise AI tools, it just underlines how central AI is becoming to how businesses operate. It's not just a feature anymore. It's becoming the core engine for, operational intelligence and productivity everywhere.
I see really profound shifts, how we work, how we live.
Yeah.
But okay, beyond the custom chips and the enterprise tools, AI is also weaving itself more and more into just daily life.
The everyday.
Sometimes in really cool ways, delightful ways even. But it's also kicking up some really critical ethical discussions we absolutely need to pay attention. Let's look at Samsung's showcase at IFA 2025, Europe's big tech fair.
Yeah.
They rolled out a whole lineup of what they called AI-powered delights.
Right, the smart home stuff.
Yeah. We're talking TVs that don't just show stuff, but talk back, offer personalized recommendations. Washing machines that learn your laundry habits and optimize cycles.
Automatically.
Apparently.
Yeah.
And a bunch of smart home gadgets meant to cut energy use, making everyday life not just easier, but smarter, more sustainable. So I guess my laundry will finally judge my sock choices. Kidding aside, it really sounds like AI is moving into every corner of the home.
It does. And it's striking, isn't it, how these examples show that dual nature of AI integration. On one side, you've got the convenience, the efficiency from companies like Samsung. AI making our living spaces sort of better, more responsive, optimized.
Smarter living.
Yeah, that smarter living concept, where tasks get automated, energy gets saved. It's about making tech feel more intuitive, less intrusive at home.
But then we hit a much more sobering note.
Yeah.
There's this story out of the Commonwealth Bank in Australia.
Yeah.
So kind of ironic and also really poignant. A longtime employee, she apparently inadvertently trained the very chatbot that ended up replacing her job.
Oof. Yeah, I read about that. That's tough.
It's such a stark cautionary tale, isn't it?
Yeah.
About the human cost of automation. What does this specific real-world case tell us about the bigger challenges AI poses for the workforce? How should we even think about these impacts?
Well, the Commonwealth Bank story, it really puts the humanity front and center, doesn't it?
It does.
It reminds us about these profound ethical dilemmas AI brings up around jobs. It highlights the reality of job displacement, and it underscores this urgent need for thoughtful transition strategies.
Like what?
Well, it forces us to ask big questions. How will societies, how will companies manage the shift in the labor market? Is it about massive reskilling programs, exploring ideas like universal basic income, or other ways to support people whose jobs get automated? This isn't some far-off sci-fi scenario anymore.
No, it's happening now.
It's a real-world example of a problem we've talked about conceptually for years, and it's here.
That is, yeah, that's a heavy thought. And staying on that serious note, the NHS, the UK's National Health Service, they put out a pretty significant warning, basically against using chatbots for therapy.
Right. The mental health angle.
They're warning that, and I'm quoting here, chit-chatting with AI for mental health is a potentially dangerous substitute for professional help. They seem especially worried about young adults maybe leaning on these bots instead of getting real human support.
A valid concern.
What's the critical line the NHS is trying to draw here? What's the danger they see?
I think this NHS warning is incredibly important. It's really emphasizing that crucial difference between AI support and actual professional human care, especially when we're talking about vulnerable groups like young people dealing with mental health challenges.
So what can't the AI do?
Well, AI chatbots, sure, they can give information, maybe offer some basic coping techniques, but they fundamentally lack the ability for true empathy. They don't have nuanced understanding of individual situations. They can't build a genuine therapeutic relationship.
And crucially,
They can't intervene effectively in a crisis. Relying only on a bot could actually delay someone getting the proper, maybe even life-saving human help they need. It could lead to misdiagnosis or even make existing conditions worse.
that's serious.
And the source material is quite clear. This isn't about us endorsing a viewpoint, but just reporting these very real, very important concerns being raised. Concerns about the limits of AI in areas that need deep human connection and, frankly, ethical oversight. These aren't just tech problems, they're deeply human problems.
Wow, okay, what a deep dive this has turned out to be. I mean, from custom chips smashing performance barriers and drone swarms completely changing physical ops to those palm-sized AI stethoscopes revolutionizing diagnostics in healthcare.
Yeah, the range is incredible.
In Amazon, making that big play in enterprise AI. But we also had to face those really complex human questions, job displacement, the absolute need for real human connection, especially with mental health. So what does this all mean for us? Where does this leave us?
Well, I think it means we're just witnessing this accelerating pace, right? AI integrating into almost every single facet of our lives. It's changing our work, our homes, even our health.
It feels unstoppable sometimes.
It does. And the big question for us then, as individuals, as a society, really becomes, how do we make sure that this relentless push for smarter living also prioritizes and, importantly, safeguards the human element?
How do we keep people central?
Exactly. From making sure there's job security or at least a just transition for people impacted by automation to protecting the mental well-being of vulnerable folks who might turn to AI when they really need a person. There's a very delicate balance we need to find. So the final thought maybe is for you listening. What choices will you make? How will you adapt as AI gets woven even more tightly into your daily life? That's really the challenge, but also maybe the opportunity of this particular moment.